The mental trading account every single day, every single week. You can be held accountable to what you said you were going to do. And a key element of this, it's like goal setting. We talk a lot about people set a goal on January 1st and a New Year's resolution. And then by January 20th, what happened? They're not doing it. And specifically, what's usually happening is they've forgotten about it. And they're back in the stress of their days and they're not even thinking about, well, I said I was going to do this, every day or every week throughout the year. And they forget about it. Goals only work when they're living goals, when they move and breathe throughout the year, when you're constantly focusing on them. When you have that, then your likelihood of hitting your goals explodes. Kurt, what did you take from that interaction?
Well, there was a lot. It's a whole bunch of things. The last one was good. It was like, the comment about doing what you love and then getting rid of the rest. I struggle with that, like in both my jobs. So so I'm working on the Chat GPT and I see where that helps with that. And now I'm even looking, can I use it in my other job also?
So, Lynn, what did you take from that?
Holding myself accountable for the things that I can control and letting go of the things that I cannot control. And also the last part about keeping the part that I want to do, the part that I do best, and outsourcing or using chat or whatever to do the rest of it.
Okay, great.
The self-love part, the easy to beat
Yeah.
yourself up, and
Yes.
you can get this, but and also then the connection that came out of that was the ones that I don't do are the ones I need to do. And so it's all kind of that interrelation. That was it.
Okay, I'm really, really glad you said that. You nailed it, Kurt. One of the things I wanted you to see you get out of this, the mental trading account is such a powerful frame because, as you said, Lynn, it is the frame that you can hold yourself accountable in an unemotional way. If we try and hold ourselves accountable to P&Ls, that automatically creates emotion, one way or the other. But when we hold ourselves accountable to the mental trading account, which you fully control, you full control whether you hit it or not, it makes it unemotional. It leads to better questions, which gives you better answers. To your point, Kurt, it helps you practice self-love, which is much harder when you're just focused on your P&L. So that was a really good answer. Alejandro, what did you want to add?
I was thinking that the transformation that the student is doing compared like 2 years ago, for me, like there was also another big aha moment because you are you tell him you will not meet the objective or go to the next level doing the same that he was doing 2 years ago. Yeah, the other comments were already mentioned.
So one of the reasons I wanted you to see this is every week when we ask the question, it's not just reporting what our MTA is, it's also reporting what it should have been. That gap, week in and week out, is the gap that we can really hold you accountable to. I can't hold you accountable to your trading P&L, at least week to week. Right? Depending on how you trade, Kurt would maybe be a little more week to week because he day trades. So if he has lots of day trades, and in general, he should have profitable weeks. But even in profitable weeks, some are going to be really profitable and some will be scratch or barely profitable. But if you trade longer term, week to week is just not, it could be anywhere. Month to month starts to be a better number, but it's all highly variable. The mental trading account, every single day, every single week, you can be held accountable to what you said you were going to do. And a key element of this, it's like goal setting. I want you to think about goal setting. We talk a lot about people set a goal on January 1st and a New Year's resolution, and then by January 20th, what happens?
You're not doing it.
They're not doing it. And specifically, what's usually happening is they've forgotten about it, right? So, I mean, some cases it's people are lazy. Other cases, a lot of cases, like people just lost awareness that even had the goal because, they cheers it on January and 12/31, but by January 20th, it's out of their mind. They're back in the stress of their days and they're not even thinking about, well, I said I was going to do this, every day or every week throughout the year, and they forget about it. Goals only work when they're living goals, when they move and breathe throughout the year, when you're constantly focusing on them. When you have that, then your likelihood of hitting your goals explodes. Well, what's great about mental trading account, it is a tangible way each and every day that you can measure your progress exactly towards what you're striving for. Every single day, it's very clear. So when we do this, we want to take it very seriously. So the catalog has to mean something. The events you choose, they have to mean something to you. And this is why back in the day when I first learned this, I made a big mistake. And that was, the catalog was like this long, right? I'm going to pay myself for brushing my teeth and taking out the garbage. I'm going to pay myself for writing down my trading notes. And I'm going to pay myself for the fact I opened IB before the trading day, right? And it's like bam, 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 bam. And it's like exhausting. And most of it didn't matter. This, we're trying to make it really, really matter. First of all, if it starts to be a habit, if you just habitually do it, you don't need to pay yourself for it. You already got it. This is paying yourself for the things you're not doing. This is building new habits. This is building awareness. And like you said, Kurt, it is now incentivizing yourself for the things that you don't want to do. And then we up the ante. We up the ante. So if there's something that we know we need to do, but we're resistant to it, we get it in a mental trading account, we establish a value to it, and then we start getting more leverage. More leverage is like, it's the first thing you do, or it's the primary thing you do. You book it in your calendar and nothing gets around it. And then you start doing more things like putting incentives. So think about it. When we're growing up and you wanted dessert, like here's this chocolate cake or ice cream in the freezer, and you're just looking at it and you're like salivating. You can't wait. What do our parents tell us?
Not till after dinner.
Not till after dinner. Why is that?
Well, it's a deferred gratification, and you want to eat the healthy stuff first. So.
Right. Or you ruin your appetite. You eat the cake first, right? But essentially what they were doing is they were trying to serve us because they knew if we ate dinner first of all, we get the better nutrition. And second of all, if we ate dinner first, then we get to the cake, where are we at? One piece is probably fine. If we eat it first, we might eat the whole damn thing. I used to do that, by the way. I used to get stressed, and I can remember a few times I ate a whole freaking cake. I'm like, I got issues. So we're putting dinner first, then the dessert. So if you have something you don't want to do, you put that first. And what do you get when you complete it, Kurt?
In the mental trading account, or I'm sorry.
Just like the thing you don't want to do in the mental trading account. Talking about getting more leverage on what's in the account. What's an example of something you really don't like doing? It's in your mental trading account.
It's posting the trades.
Perfect.
It's not that I don't, well, yeah, it's the effort to do it, right? Because I got to take time out during my trade to like screenshot it and type my notes and draw my arrows and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like.
Great. Okay. So let's just use this as an example. It's good with everybody. All right. So this is in your mental trading account. What do you pay yourself if you do it?
It's like $50 a day. $50 a day.
Okay. $50 a day. All right. So now we apply the dessert principle. So you post your trades like you said you're going to do. And every time you post your trade, if that's the one thing that's an issue for you, you give yourself a reward, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could literally be $50. Or it could be something like if I do post my trades, 70 times, 80 times during the quarter, whatever it is, I'm going to go get myself, I don't know, something new for my sailboat. Something like that. That's totally fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're anchoring yourself to this thing I don't want to do is actually going to bring you what?
It's going to bring me a reward.
A reward. So then you want to
do it more,
right? So like, think about your calendar. One great thing is anytime you have tough work, you attach to the work period you have to do, you attach something totally fun. You're going to go to dinner with your wife. You're going to go play tennis with your friends at lunchtime, like whatever it is. So you're anchoring your play to your work, So you're always looking forward to doing something fun. People take the attitude of, well, I ain't got time for that. I'm too busy. You don't understand. Like, I need to get in there and I need to grind. I don't have time to play tennis and talk to my friends. That'll be next year when all this calms down. But then the reality is when you get into it, then you start procrastinating in the middle of the thing you said you're going to work hard. Next thing you know, you're scrolling on your phone, or you're going to the bathroom again. Or oh, my friend called, let me call him back. And now you got all these little reasons that you're actually not doing the thing you said you were fully committed to doing. You're now resisting it. You're now dreading it because there's no fun in it. It's just sacrifice. This is why we plan our vacations first. This is why we put fun in our calendar first. Things shrink to the amount of time you give them. So I'm struggling to post my trades. I link them to something totally fun. Could be I post my trades, I go for a run. I post my trades, I go play catch with my son, whatever it is, right? And this helps really change the mindset around it. So I wanted you to see is the power. So the catalog has to represent things that you wanted, that you truly know are important, that you're truly committed to. Now, going back to what you said, Kurt. So now we've set up one frame where you attach a reward to doing it, but now we can go at it another way. Who says, Kurt, you have to post your trades?
Well, that's my thing, like to improve the trades I take. Like I've noticed where if I take a trade that I look at it after I'm in it, and even if it was whatever, I'm like, no, I don't post that, you know?
Sure.
So it helps me to, if say I'm going to do it, then it means I got to find I want to put one up there that people learn from, not be like, I don't even understand what you're doing there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So how could you apply WTL to posting your trades?
I've done some, and it's helped. So I learned actually when I just learned today when I was working with Chad, is I can actually, I had been screenshotting and then copying it and then pasting it into Word to keep it. Never even looked at the download button. I can just hit download and it drops it in my downloads folder as a PNG, and then I'm done. So that saves like a minute or 2 minutes of
Which is a
where
lot,
I'm wanting
right?
to look at the screen and I'm like, God, I gotta fucking paste this over here and I gotta pull it up and reorient it and blah blah blah. So I just kind of figured that out this.
Which is awesome. 1 or 2 minutes is a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't seem like it, but it's
when
a
you're on a
lot.
1 minute chart, it's a lot.
It's a lot. That's awesome. Okay, so there's one example already that you did it. What else could you do?
I guess I could find an easy. I don't like marking on the chart when the chart's going, so I could find something that makes it easier to just like scribble my annotations.
How many of you would like to learn more about how Kurt trades? All right, Kurt. So when you and I were when I came out to see you out in San Francisco, I know we talked about this. One of the things we talked about is you could actually run Zoom or Loom or Descript, and you could be recording yourself all day, right? Are you doing that?
No, I haven't done that. That's a good one.
What could you do?
Because you got the screen. You can record the screen.
Right. So you have the chart, and we have you, and you could be verbalizing what you see, right?
I think I thought the issue, maybe I just don't have a room. It's like, okay, I've got like this 2-hour thing. Now I got to go edit it. And it's just like, oh, I don't know anything about that. So that's probably that's what I thought. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You don't even have to edit it. And a lot of the tools now, Patrick knows because he's working it every day, like Descript and Loom. I mean, they've got things, even Zoom, they got things now where they compress them. They get out all the gaps. They get out all the transition words, like, oh, so, or, nope, gone. All that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can run it at 1 1/4. You can run it 1 1/2. You can even run it at 2. And you can take something that's 2 hours and all of a sudden it's 30 minutes.
Mm.
And the reality is, let's say in a 2-hour block, in those 2 hours, how much of the 2 hours really matter, Kurt?
Oh, the trade might be 5 minutes or even less.
Perfect. 5 minutes out of 2 hours, right? So you could zoom into that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're down to 5 minutes instead of 2 hours. Now, bear with me. Lots of different ways we could go with this. One, you could have a video editor. You can get a video editor that would edit your video in Pakistan for $25 a day. There's a guy in Pakistan does our videos. He'll do full custom, put in the subtitles and the pictures and clean it, have a whole message embedded in it. He'll do that for $150 a video. nothing remotely like which, you're asking for like this, right? So you could have that. But the reason I asked the question I had is one thing you could do is you could actually take the transcript and send it to Alejandro or send it to Ralph and say, guys, I want you to look at my trade and I want you to create the screenshot. What would have to happen for you and them to make that happen?
Well, I'd have to put the trade together and then identify the trade, bracket it to what I wanted to see, and then get the transcript from that portion. And then if they took it, they would
Yeah,
have
good.
to
Pause right
behave.
there. Pause right there. I'm gonna pause right there. Right there, you made that way too hard. The way you described it, I wouldn't want to do it. Did you feel that way? Did you feel like I don't want to do that?
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't. That's not what I'm asking. If you speak to the screen while you're trading, if you make it, I'm going to talk what I see. Then you don't have to do anything. You just send them the transcript and you send them the video. And maybe you need to send them a version of your trading plan that they could see the setups, the things you're pursuing, so they kind of know the rules, right? But then you could send that to them. And then let's say, Ralph, if he sent that to you, what could you do with it, Ralph, for him?
Well, just do the annotations and mark the tracks how we reacted during his trade, and perhaps we find the deviations, or to pat on the back the things he did with high efficiency according to his plan, and give him a positive feedback. It's not punishment, it's feedback. Can be positive.
Great answer, Ralph. And then what does that do for you, though, Ralph? Why would you want to do that? You raise your hand like really fast. Why would you want to do
Yeah.
that?
Well, I'm keen on learning to apply all those methods, and if he trades in a shorter time frame, so he's really confident in applying all those ideas in a short period of time, I think I can profit from this.
Great. So, Kurt, you asking Ralph to help you is actually giving Ralph a gift. You're actually serving him. Well, how are you serving him, Kurt?
Absolutely.
How are you serving him, Kurt?
Well, he gets to see, a short-term trade and kind of what it looks like. And if he wants to do it, then he can say, well, maybe I choose to emulate this in some fashion that, is viable for me. And now I see what it looks like, or I see what it sounds like that, that's one thing I was always kind of curious about when you see like a professional trader and, what's going through their head when they're getting into a trade, when they're getting out, they're in between it and they're not sure, I don't know. So you get to see that and hear that and see the actual trade in conjunction with it. I've always had this kind of notion that, if you're a trader, if you're a good trader, if you're a professional trader, that you're in the trade and you're just like, in it, and and it's a done deal, and, you either get out or you stay in. But, during the course of a trade, there's a lot of, I don't know, I don't like this, I don't really like this. And maybe I should take out here. And, what's my rules say? Well, yeah, I should slide my stop, but it's a nice trade. It's just under where I should slide my stop again, but it's weak. Maybe I should just take it, that type of stuff. And my guess is that everybody does that as a trader. But you think about people who are professionals, they're just like, chop it up and they're done. So I don't know, maybe that's some insight.
I got a cool story about that in a moment, but okay, great. And so, Ralph, you by doing that, what does Kurt get from you?
Well, I think he gets a lot of nasty questions, perhaps to reevaluate his trading setup. And by explaining this to me, I think he switched to a reflection mode on his own ideas and starts him to improve, to upgrade perhaps his system and add some new ideas on this and improves it. It's kind of evolution.
It's a very good answer, right? He's going to learn by teaching, right? He's going to learn by teaching you. But the other thing, Ralph, is you are freeing up a bunch of time for him. You're taking the thing he doesn't want to do, and you're taking it off his plate.
Yes. But we have to negotiate because of the workers' union in Germany. I can't do it for $25.
Well, that's why Alejandro's going to do it, because in Mexico they'll do it dirt cheap.
Sorry. I do it anyway. And just grab me a coffee. I'll be fine.
All right. So, Kurt, what goes through your mind as we're talking about this?
Well, I never would have thought about it. So I see the benefit though. Like, I mean, in a way, it's like I don't want to do it, so I send it, and I'm saying, here's what I'm doing, and then in receiving it, you know, if Ralph says, well, I want to learn about this, and I'm going to mark it up, well, then he has to actually think about all the bits and pieces, and now maybe he sees things that he wouldn't have seen. So if I'm saying, well, I'm getting out, like today I got out of gold trade short because it was working, it got to a level, and then a high volume bar came in, going the other way, looked like a, you know, buyers coming in. It was almost to where I should slide my stop to the next one anyway. So I'm like, I think it's going to go back up. I'm just going to take it. And it was 2.5 bars. So I say that, and then he goes and he looks at the chart and goes, okay, so he's in here. Okay, I see I see I see why you got it, and that makes sense. And it's going down. It's working. It's working. It's working. Well, you got out right here. And you're like, oh, look at that volume bar. It's really big, and it's going the wrong way. Okay, and then you see what happened after and whatever. So I could see where that would be educational if you're trying to pick up stuff.
That's awesome. And Kurt, you think about 2025 for you, one of the big themes for you in 2025 has been really pushing yourself to operate in a mindset of abundance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Working in a mindset of abundance, and you've come a long ways. You're doing good with it. What's going on here in terms of abundance versus scarcity? What's the scarcity view? What's the abundant view?
Well, the scarcity view is, you know, I'll lose time, or
You lose what? Sorry, time?
time. I'll
Okay.
lose time. It'll, you know, take time to do it. And maybe there's also, I don't know if it's scarcity, but it's probably scarcity related. It was like, well, you know, it's asking others to take their time or to do something, you know, what that just benefits me. But the abundant version is flipping that and saying, well, if they want to do it, there is actually, I can see where if you're new to it, where that would be beneficial, because you're now going through my thought process and you're seeing what I'm seeing. You know, and then I'm doing the recording and I'm putting it together and I'm sending it out. So that's the abundant part for me in terms of, you know, being contributing. And if it's of use and of help to others, then that's a service to them in a sense.
So think about the pivot here, everybody. This is a massive pivot. The original frame is, I have this thing I have to do. I don't like doing it. It takes time. I know I need to do it, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be a pain in the ass. It's very scarcity driven. I only have so much time. I only have so much focus. And now I'm being asked to take a slice of it for this thing. And I know it'll help me, but I also know it distracts me. Let's just say that, right? So I'm operating in scarcity. And then the next thing he said is, well, why would I give it to him? I'm just asking him to do work for me. Well, that's scarcity too. We flip it. Now we take the powerful flip, where now you open yourself up to this idea. And the thing is, by having Ralph do the work for you, you are actually serving him. You are giving him a gift that Ralph would pay a lot of money to somebody for. He's excited that he gets to do this for you for free. So you, by serving Ralph, do this for me, you're actually giving him a blessing. And in return, Ralph is giving you a blessing, saying, let me take this off your plate so you don't have to think about it anymore. You go do what you do best, and I'll take care of this for you. And you now have a win-win agreement. Everybody see this? Now, it won't last forever. It might last for 2 weeks. It might last for 2 months. It might last for 2 years. I don't know. It won't last forever, though. I know that. There'll be a point Ralph's done. What could you do then, Kurt?
Be somebody else at Ralph's level that'll
Exactly.
the same thing.
Exactly.
Or where Ralph was before he.
You could hire somebody if you needed to, right? But a big part of what I'm trying to do here with all of you is build a community. And in building the community, there's going to be somebody behind Ralph, like Alejandro, who wants to do the same thing. So I wanted you to see is now we've taken something that Kurt has resistance to, and Kurt, how many options do you have now of addressing it?
Well, several.
Right. Some you do yourself through the eat your dinner, get your dessert. Some you do through WTL. So should this be an issue for you?
No, I mean, I just have to get over the hump on a video thing, and should be pretty straightforward, I think.
The term that Kurt says is I just have to get over the hump. Boom.
Didn't get it.
I just have to get over the hump. Now you just threw out what, Kurt?
An obstacle.
Another obstacle that's now blocking you from doing the thing we just talked about. So now here comes another obstacle. How can you address that obstacle?
Well, I would say just do it. Look at
Which
that.
kind of goes back to the first part, right? But I want you to guys notice something. Do you notice one of the things I do is when you raise an objection, do you notice that I always go at it from multiple angles? My answer is not just, Kurt, what the fuck, suck it up and get it done. Sometimes it is, but we're hitting at different angles. So you didn't want to do the trade write-ups, right? The screen captures and all that. So what did we do? Found a way to
Work around it.
bring somebody else in, right? So you didn't have to deal with it. Now here we go. I just got to get over the hump and get it through this video thing. All right.
Mhm.
So now what you do is you go find somebody who's really great with video, and they hop on
Yeah.
it. They spend 5 minutes, and this goes away forever.
You go hit Patrick up then.
See, you guys got to be careful, because what I do is I'm really good at ripping all your excuses away.
Well, and just seeing the option. I mean, you know, the how do you leverage that, or who can help you? Refocusing on that, you know, I probably would have thought of it if I just said, think about WTL and how you get through that. But it is interesting because it is a thing. It's like, I've never done it. I know it takes time to learn things, but yeah, if someone shows me, then